And then in the, whatever this other place is, or?
There was another apartment that she had been in probably right about the time that I met her. It's Alafaya Club Apartments.
Does Yuri know all that? Alafaya Club Apartment? So
she'd only lived there for a few months. I think Caylee probably was only there maybe once or twice.
Did she live in the apartment that you dropped her off at the steps? Was that one of the ones she lived in, or was that?
That was one of the places where we had met up a couple different times. I actually have a couple friends that live in that complex, so does she.
Okay.
A good friend of mine from high school still lives there. He has a one-bedroom apartment
Do you know
right
who,
around the corner.
Do you know who her friends were in there, where they lived, or names, or anything like that?
I do not. She used to talk about people all the time, but would never use specific names or really go into any detail about anything. And again, it never seemed weird. Some people are just very particular about giving out details or specific details about other people. So I understood all of that, but looking back at stuff now, the privacy, the way she was a little bit changing phones, and it didn't seem right whatsoever.
Right.
So looking back at any place that I know that she had ever gone to, or that again would seem familiar for me, that maybe I've gone to meet her, to drop off Caylee or to pick up Caylee for whatever reason. We'd find mutual places sometimes, or I'd go and pick her up at a grocery store if that's where they were, to try to make it a little bit easier.
If we found a nanny today and we found your baby, what's the next biggest hurdle for you in your life as far as maybe explaining something to somebody, or what's the next biggest concern? I know your major concern now is finding your baby.
Honestly, that's all I care about at this point, and I'll take that necessary step with whatever.
Who would that be? I mean, who's going to be the next hurdle in your life as far as trying to explain that, no, I'm not a neglectful mother, I'm not, is it going to be your mom?
No, it's going to be saying that and proving that to myself every day. My mom flat out told me yesterday she will never be able to forgive me, and I even told her I'm never going to be able to forgive myself. Every day I've been beating myself up about this. Every single day.
Right.
Not knowing where to go, what to do, running in circles, literally, because it's all I can do at this point.
Right.
Even if I would have had my car in perfect condition, under perfect conditions, it wouldn't have mattered. Where would I have gone? Just driven around for nothing? That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I just, I would hope this would never happen to you again, but I think if it ever happened again,
I would never let this happen again.
The very first phone call should be to the police.
Absolutely be to the police.
Because we have so many resources.
I wouldn't hesitate to talk to my parents this time if something happened. I mean, I learned the biggest lesson from all this. I made the greatest mistake that I ever could have made as a parent, and I even, told Yuri that this morning, and he said he couldn't disagree.
Right.
You all right?
No, I'm just gonna stand up and stretch my leg. Well, I know you've been in here a long time. Appreciate you talking to us and whatnot.
I'm sorry I've given you guys the runaround.
We're not trying to be big scary guys. We're just trying we're just trying to make sure we get accurate information so we have something to work off of.
I understand that. I just wish I honestly had more things to help with. We've talked about going through my computer, maybe trying to find past conversations through instant messenger or through emails, something.
Okay.
I'll offer up my computer in a heartbeat. Just like with my phone logs and everything else, anything that could possibly help. That's why we've set up websites and have been making phone calls and trying to get a hold of people. I had such a limited number of people that I was actually trusting at that point, thinking maybe they could help, maybe they'd have some insight. I didn't want to involve a bunch of people that maybe didn't know the situation. Biggest mistake was not calling you guys right off the bat. I understand all of that. It's the biggest slap in the face, and I did that to myself. But the worst of all, I've done this to my daughter by allowing her to still be with someone else.
Yeah, that's true. You're right about that. By failing to notify somebody, right? I'm glad you acknowledged that. But by failing to notify somebody, you put your daughter at greater risk.
Even bigger risk.
You put your daughter in terrible danger by just letting this drag out for 5 weeks and not telling anybody. That's you're right. I'm not going to argue with you there.
No.
Okay. You want to head back to the office? get outside of, I want to bring this Zenaida up on the, I'm going to put that name in David and see what we get. Better take a look, make sure we're,
Both of my parents were even saying to try to figure out other names if she went by something else.
Let me just go ahead because this is still running. I noticed it. Raise your right hand for me, just like this morning. You
Yes.
swear everything you told me is the truth now about the lies
Yes.
and everything else? Okay.